So today I'm at a used car dealer auction.
Here we go, boys, it's sale time.
And I'm gonna show you what a dealer pays for a Tacoma just like this one that's got 208,000 miles on it. Still think the price is going to be absolutely insane. All right, so check this out. I'm gonna show you what a dealer pays for a Mazda Miata. We don't even have to, look, we don't have to open the door. Like this one today.
It's sale time, let's go.
I do want to point something out. Toyota, 206,000 miles. Another Toyota, 192,000 miles. Another Toyota, 226,000 miles. I see this time and time and time again when I come to these auctions, Toyotas with tons and tons and tons of miles. And these are, I mean, this is not even high mileage for a Toyota. I mean, I've seen Toyotas often with like 350, even some like 400,000 miles. Toyota Camrys, 4-cylinder motors, still running and running well at 400,000 miles. Best car you could buy. 4-cylinder Toyota Camry, lasts forever. I always like to check Jeeps when they come through, secretly because I'm just interested in finding a Jeep for myself. I know what you're gonna say, they're junk, they're garbage, but they're fun. They're fun, and it's not gonna be the only vehicle that I drive on a daily basis, so if I have to fix something here and there, it's all right. But that's my selfish reason for checking out Jeeps, probably more than you would want to see them. But we're gonna check this one out and see what the price is on it. There's a wasp crawling into it. You get that free of charge when you purchase this Jeep. 2013, 126,000 miles, Wrangler. Let's check the inside of it. Outside body looks good. I don't think, let's check frame actually. If it's a Jeep, you definitely gotta check frame. Frame looks pretty good. All right, check it out. Here's that Jeep. Try to start 13.5, no bids, no bids. This is the first vehicle of the auction, so not everybody's got up here yet. Drop down to $8,000. We got bids coming in. I don't see any rust at all. Sometimes you'll see rust on the bottom of the door panels. I don't see anything there. It's manual, that's what I would pick. Yeah, this one doesn't look too bad. It's got aftermarket stereo on. I don't know that I love that. I would rather have stuff stock, and then if I'm gonna put something in, I'll do it myself. Just because I know it was done right. Because electrical issues are very, very tough to track down. And I don't want to deal with someone else's electrical issues. But anyway, we'll check this out. 2013, 126,000 miles. I don't know where we're at. Let's see here. All right, it's rolling out. We're up at 10.9 already. 11, 11.2, 11.3, 11.4, 11.5. All right, it's already rolling out. We're up to $12,000 now. Somebody jumped it from 11,000 all the way to 12,000. Got 12,001. Asking the seller. Sold, 12,000. Woo, look at this thing right here. This is a 2000 Mazda Miata. It's got 100,000 miles, and it is a convertible. So a lot of times where you figure out what time of year it is to buy cars, you have time of the year for convertibles. You have time of the year for like 4x4 trucks and SUVs. That's towards like the fall before any kind of snow or ice could start popping up, like towards the mountains, or if you're in the Northeast or something like that. That's when a lot of this stuff sells. But here in the South, or actually probably anywhere, as times are getting warmer, convertibles right before it starts to get hot. Convertibles are, this is the time of year to buy convertibles. But anyway, we'll check this out. It's a 2000 Miata. It's got 100,000 miles on it. Guy that just already checked it out, he told me the top does work, but I don't think that window works on it. Anyway, it's a manual, and he was just saying he had a convertible at his lot, a Pontiac Solstice, I think he said. And he said it's not a desirable car, but because it's a convertible, like all the old people are coming out of their houses now to try to get some sun, and this is how they do it. They spend some of their extra money on toys. And this is one of them. Not a crazy sports car or anything like that, but fun little car. Anyway, did I show you the inside? All right, here's the Miata right here. All right, we're already starting out. 4,000. Here we go. 41, 42, 43, 44. That's a cool car. Let's look at the inside. We don't even have to look. We don't even have to open the door. Oh, somebody kept up with this car. It looks nice. Anyway, we'll see what it brings. Up to 4,500. It's rolling out in all its glory, all half of its glory.
All right, up to 50, 51, 52. This Nissan's making a lot of noise. We're still bidding on the Miata. Up to 5,400. This means he's got a high bidder. Got $5,400. They sold it, $5,400.
I get lots of questions about Subarus and asking why I don't talk a lot about Subarus. Usually, you know, I'm going to these lots. It's Ford, it's Chevy, it's Stellantis, it's Toyota, Honda. But I get a lot of questions about Subaru, and I always get asked, well, why don't you go to like Subaru lots and talk about stuff that's going on with Subaru? Well, to be honest with you, there's often not very much to talk about Subaru. They're good cars. They're priced, I think, okay compared to the market, and they just don't ever pop up in the news. You don't see about major price cuts. You don't see about major incentives coming from Subaru. You don't hear about a ton of recalls, warranty issues, breakdowns, probes. But you hear that about Ford all the time. You hear about that about Stellantis all the time. So that's why I'm at those lots talking about the news in the car market from them, but you never hear about Subaru because they're just never in the news.
As it's warming up, spring is finally here, and now it's time to get outside more. And that's why I want to thank our sponsor today, Electric E-Bikes, for making the trail behind my house so much more fun. Right now, I'm riding their XP 3.0 black e-bike. It's such a fun, low-stress way to get moving. It folds up, fits in the back of the car, and hits up to 28 miles per hour. And it even has over 50 miles of range. Even if you don't live in a bike-friendly area, it's an easy way to explore, get around, and leave the car behind. It even showed up mostly assembled. The hydraulic brakes feel great, and the build quality is solid. Plus, it's UL certified for safety. Electric e-bikes are affordable too, and that's a big deal if you've priced other e-bikes on the market. Click the link in my description or check out the QR code on the screen to check out their rides. Add a bike cover to your order and get it for free using my code CQA at checkout. Man, this thing's so much fun.
All right, so one thing that's interesting to see here today is you look around me, see a lot of cars up there. We got a full row right here. This one's just pulling out, but full row down there. We got two more full rows. And over the last couple weeks, I've done some videos here where they've been very slim on cars. But what have we had happen in the last few weeks? Well, we've had a pull forward in demand, in my opinion, of a lot of new car sales from the threat of tariffs. So what has happened is a lot of people have rushed out and bought brand new cars because they're worried about the prices going up. I've even seen some videos. I know I like a buddy of mine, Tommy from Delivered. What he does, Delivered is his YouTube channel. What he does is he negotiates car deals on the phone every single day almost, and does live streams. And what I've been hearing from him is that, okay, salesmen are using the tactic, well, you better buy a car right now, because in 2 weeks from now, it's going to be an increase of 25% because we have the 25% tariffs in the automotive space for a lot of these manufacturers. So salesmen are honing in on this fear and uncertainty for a lot of their consumers and saying, well, you need to pull the trigger right now. And it's working on a lot of these uneducated consumers, probably a lot of consumers that are not watching videos like this right here, paying attention to the car market, because I can tell you, what these salespeople are using as a tactic is a bold lie. Bold-faced lie, is that the saying for it? So here's the thing, even with the 25% tariffs from Canada, Mexico, auto imports, even with tariffs coming through the system on these other countries, 10%, and then craziness from China, let's not even go there. But you're not going to get a situation where any manufacturer is going to raise their prices by 25%. It's not going to happen. And a lot of these manufacturers that I'm hearing it from, Lexus is one of them, all of their vehicles are not imported. They make some things in the US. Toyota makes some things in the US. So they're not going to be hit with 25% tariffs on everything. What they're going to do is they're probably going to spread the love as far as the price increases. Maybe they'll increase everything across the board by 5%, but you're not going to see a situation where these prices go up by 25%. Just in the example of Toyota again, a lot of their stuff is still assembled in the US. Now with the exception of Tacoma, that's Mexico, and then you have like RAV4s, they're assembled in Canada. No, those those cars are in trouble of tariffs for the company, but they're not just going to increase the price of the RAV4 by 25%. It would pretty much cut off sales altogether for a lot of these manufacturers if they do that. But what we're seeing right now is, because of all this fear, there's a lot more cars at auction today, because we got a lot of buyers that came into the market scared of this, bought some cars, and then traded them in. And this is how I can pay attention to car sales across these new car manufacturers on a weekly basis. The more cars I see at auction, the more new cars they're turning around, because the more trade-ins that they're getting, the more cars that show up here at auction. And when I see that there are not so many cars here at auction, well, that means that a lot of these new car franchises aren't doing so well. Over the last few weeks, I saw that. We saw this pull forward in demand, but I think this is all going to be temporary. All these people that got scared, all this FOMO that came into the market because of tariffs, that's going to go very, very quickly. And then if you add in that if the price hikes come, when they come, then you're going to have a lot of these buyers that were in the market, they already went and bought, and now it's just going to be like the faucets just turned off for a lot of these new car dealers and car manufacturers. And I believe after all of that noise goes through the system, then you're going to have a situation where the manufacturers and the dealers, they're going to have to bring prices right back down, even if they're even if it's costing them more to do business, even if it's costing them more to produce, costing them more in tariffs, whatever it is, labor, whatever it is, they're not going to be able to pass a lot of that on to the customer. And that's what I believe. I think they're going to try. I think they're going to try right in the beginning, but I think they're going to be hit with a brick wall, and they're going to find out that they're not going to be able to do all these increases. So right now, as a used car dealer myself, we got to try to buy as many used cars as possible, because I feel like we're going to get back to what we saw just a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, where auctions are going to start to dry up again, because these new car buyers, they all pull forward. All this pull forward in demand is that. It's pull forward in demand, and it's going to go away. It's going to go away very quickly. In my opinion, I could absolutely be wrong, but make sure you're subscribed, and I'm going to show you this every single week, what's going on, what I'm seeing, and you'll be able to follow along with me, and I can show you in real time what's happening. In this past week, lots of new car sales, because I can see it right here in the trade-ins. It's a 2017 Subaru. It's got 156,000 miles, so that's a lot of miles for a 2017, but we'll still check it and see at least what the price is. Outside body, you can see, looks fine. It's an Outback. Obviously all of them all-wheel drive. It's a door hit right there.
All right, here's that 2017 Subaru. Try to start 7,500. No bids, no bids. Drop down to 7,000. Drop down to $4,000. We got bids now.
Inside, just basic, clean, good. A little bit of stainage, a little bit of vacuum that needs to be taken care of.
41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, up to $5,000. Roll it out. We're still bidding on it. 52. We're at 52. That's the high bidder. Up to 53. Got 5,300 with a phone call. If bid.
Subarus, in my opinion, good cars. We buy them. We buy a lot of Outbacks. We buy a lot of Foresters to sell on my lot. And if I'm selling on my lot, you know it's got lots of miles on it, because we're selling stuff that's $5,000 and under. So the cars that we're actually putting on our lot for us to be able to buy in our price range, you know that they've lasted the test of time, because they're to the point where, I mean, they have 150,000+ miles on them. And Subaru is one of those we buy quite often. We buy Subaru's a lot, we buy Honda's a lot, we buy Toyota's a lot. All right, I definitely want to check this out. This one is a 2013, it's a Tacoma. It's got 206,000 miles on it. The reason why I want to show you this is because I still think the price is going to be absolutely insane, even with this amount of miles. 206,000 miles on a 2013. The outside body looks good. I think it's actually been painted. The paint looks really good. It's either painted or garage kept or just detailed really well. It looks like the paint is fresh though. It looks like they've done something. You see like some drippage. They've tried to detail this, and they didn't do it very well, or at least it's been sitting out in the sun where the stuff that they tried to put on it. You can see a lot of times like dealers that are running cars through auction, they'll try to doctor up as much as they can to make it look as good as they can. But dealers that have been doing this long enough, they can see through a lot of the gunk and the goop to see what's trying to be covered up. You think like rust holes in the side, a lot of times they'll use like some putty to cover up the holes. But all these things they'll use to try to slip something past dealers. But if you've been doing it long enough, you're going to notice.
All right, here's the Tacoma. It's got 200,000 miles on it. Try to start at $8,500. All right, start at $4,000. That seems cheap. That's going to run forever, I bet. I'm talking about the money's going to run.
Inside does not look as good as the outside. Gross. That's hardened and stuck into it. Seats are stained. Yeah. Inside not great, but the outside looks pretty good. And I would imagine this thing brings all the money. 2013 Tacoma, 200-something thousand miles.
4,000, 41, 42, 43. Here they come. Up to 44. All right, it's rolling out. We're still bidding on it. Up to $5,000 already. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. Up to $6,000 already. 61, 62, 63, 64. Asking for 65. All right, 65, we got it. Got 6,600, 6,700, 6,800. I missed one. All right, we're up to 7,000 now. 7,100. I wish they'd just go faster. If you want to bid on it, just raise your hand. All right, they sold it at $7,200. $7,200 they sold it.
So what you have is a few things in the market right now that technically should make prices go up, and you have quite a few things happening in the market right now that also should make prices go down. So let's talk through a few of those things. So the things that should make prices go up are, well, I mean, the obvious, right? Tariffs, price increases coming to these manufacturers. That is an easy one to say prices should go up. We also have the element on the used car side of tax time is just finished. We just went through spring selling season, very strong season for car dealers to be selling cars, so they come to auction after they're done with spring selling season and load up on cars. That should make prices go up. We also have a limited availability on the used car side of good used quality trade-ins, right? We don't have a lot of used vehicles that are in good condition actually coming into the market. That being said, I mean, you have new car payments right now that are at $750 a month. So people are not choosing to just upgrade their cars like they used to. They're holding on to their cars a lot longer, and this creates really a big supply crush in the used car market, causing the actual quality used cars that are still in the market, is few and far between, to go up in price. But then on the flip side, you have an oversupply on new cars that are in the market. We have Ford that just recently came out and said their dealers have over 100-day supply sitting on their lots. That is an oversupply. Traditionally, new car dealers want to have between like 50 and 60 days of supply, and Ford has almost double, if not more than double, that sitting on their lots right now. And you notice the inverse between the two, where I said there is a lack of quality used cars, but an oversupply of new cars. And these two systems often work inversely. So if we have new cars that are selling like crazy, we have lots of, you have velocity of money that's moving through the car market, transactions get done, and that's where used cars are created for me as a used car dealer, because when new cars get purchased, used cars get traded in, and they come here to these dealer auctions so I can buy them. So that's why we have the situation where, okay, on the new car side, you have something that's happening that should make prices go down, the oversupply of new cars. But on the used car side, because new cars aren't selling as well as they should be, you have a lack of availability of quality used cars, which should make prices of used cars go up. So what other things are happening in the market right now to actually make new cars, or even across the board, the used car market go down as far as price goes? And that's, well, uncertainty in the market, not just in the used car market, but just across the economy in general. You have the R word, the fear of the recession, and then sometimes, depending on who you're listening to, you have the fear of depression, right? Everything costs more. We have the word stagflation that's being thrown out across the media, where, okay, prices are going up, but the availability of people to be able to purchase goods is going down. And when that happens, the economy slows, and it slows quite a bit. And we might see in the next few quarters from a lot of these earnings from businesses reporting, big publicly traded companies reporting, that consumers are not spending as much money as they had been. And if that's the case, then that should lead to lower prices. And I mean, at the end of the day, you hear this saying a lot in the stock market, or if you're talking about inflation or stagflation, whatever you're looking at. But the cure for high prices is often high prices, because if you get to a situation where you keep going up and up and up on price, at some point you're going to hit a brick wall, and then at that brick wall, consumers say no. And at that point, the companies that are setting these prices, they have to lower the prices to get back to a point where a consumer will say yes. So oftentimes prices go up and up and up and up, and that's the cure for the prices going up, is because they get too high, and then consumers just say no. That means prices have to come down, and that might be where we are right now.